Good Friday morning to you. I am here. I know it's a shock. I'm actually here on my regular day in my regular time slot. Don't know how that happened, but it worked out today. So yay to that. It is Friday, July 25th, 2025, and I'm happy to be able to spend some time with you today. Life is hot and humid and busy. And I guess that's all I have to say about that. That is what life is right now, and that's okay. I do have my haircut appointment this afternoon. Oh my gosh, say a little prayer that it turns out good. I am so sick of not liking my hair. And it was rescheduled due to a death in the family for the lady who cuts hair, so hopefully it'll all go well today. I am actually looking forward to getting it done, and we'll see what we come up with. Maybe it'll look exactly the same because I'm a chicken sometimes, so we'll see. And then after that, this weekend, we are planning and packing and getting ready for our trip up to Wisconsin. So that's exciting. Excuse me. My name is Maureen Rolfes. Hi, Penny. I'm glad you're here. Also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I've been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 28 years now, and I love what I do. I am here to help you find the joy of card making and paper crafting, to give you tips and tricks to make that easier for you, and then to encourage you to send out all of your lovely creations to others to spread joy. Our goal is to eradicate loneliness one card at a time. Please be sure to give me a hello in the comments. Hi, Francis. Okay, that's fine. I get it. I know life goes on, right? It's crazy. So I know that you stopped by, and if you're watching later, just let me know you're watching on the replay. That will be great too. I just love to know that you stopped by. That makes me happy. Remember that I will be giving away the card that I make today, so every comment you leave counts as an entry toward winning that. And if you can share me to a crafty group or a crafty friend or a crafty page or by email, if you share me anywhere, let me know that and I will give you a bonus entry. Congratulations to the winner of my last drawing. It was Brenda Borner. Brenda, thank you for watching and commenting, and that card is on its way to you. Okay, I think that's all that I have to say about that. Let's turn you around. Well, that didn't work. I hit the wrong button, I guess. Voice enhancement. Not sure what that is. I'll take you down to my table. Okay, guys, this is me, Maureen Rolfes, the Crazy Stamping Lady. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/Crazy Stamping Lady. My YouTube is under my name, Maureen Rolfes, and you can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Middle Tennessee in Murfreesboro. And just a reminder that Stampin' Up! has a rewards program, which I am finding fantastic and loving it. Every $20 online order you make, so $20 or more, will automatically receive 10% back in rewards that you can use on a future purchase. And that is exciting. Those add up fast. I've been able to get some super fun stuff with them. The rewards are kept there for you up to 1 year, and you're notified when they're about to expire. If you use them, they always use the oldest ones first, which is really cool. You can use them on your very next order once they're applied, and that usually takes about 15 minutes for the system to update, and then they're available for you to use. So super, super fun. Just be sure you have your account at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net and make sure you're opted in for rewards. And if you ever want to get like the catalogs from me, be sure you're opted in to get notifications from me. If you're not, then I cannot send a catalog. It's just the way the new system works. So I have a couple cards to share with you today. The first one is from my friend Debbie. She is also a demonstrator here in Tennessee, and she made this. I want to open it carefully because I pulled the tail off of the kite before. She made this adorable birthday card for me. It's got a kite on the front, and then you open that up, and then you can write inside Look how cute that is. It has the little tail of all the ribbons on it. Debbie, that was so sweet. Thank you so much for thinking of me. I love this card. Very, very cute. And then I received another card. This card is from my friend Darl. And actually, she is in Arizona. And she's also a team member of mine. And she sent this adorable little Happy Mail card, which I think is so cute. You guys see this stamp when I send you mail all the time on the outside. One of my favorite sets was this whole snail mail set that we had. Anyway, she sent this, which was so cute. But what's really funny is my husband is a retired peace officer. And we go to the peace officers meeting here in Tennessee, Kentucky area. We don't always go because it's far away a lot of times, but recently we did. And her husband is a former peace officer, and she was reading in one of the peace officer magazines or newsletters and saw our picture in there. And so she sent that to me with this card, and that was really sweet mail to get. So thank you, Darl, for taking the time to do that for me. I appreciate it. Okay, gonna move on. My birthday month, it's going to be over soon, guys. What is today? The 25th. 6 more days and my birthday month is over. But this month, for every $100 in purchases that you spend, and you have to get to that next level of 100, I will give you a free adhesive. So there's 9 adhesives to pick from. And you're just going to add your orders up, and it has to be before shipping and handling and tax and after any rewards you apply, because once you apply those, they're not really a purchase, so that doesn't count. But all those purchases will be added up at the end of the month. I'll send you a little email or a message, and I will ask you to pick the adhesives you want based on your purchases. And then in August, I will send them out to you in a little zippered bag with a sweet little thank you tag. But I want you to know, I realized that we will be gone during this time. I don't know how I didn't make that connection earlier. The end of the month, we will not even be in state for like 2 weeks. So these will probably honestly not get sent out till the middle of August. So just be aware of that. I promise you they will get sent out, but it will be later in the month. I appreciate your support so much. And I am thankful to be able to give this back to you to celebrate my birthday. I also have my free stamping class. Every month, a $50 purchase will get you 3 free card kits. A $75 will get you 3 free card kits and a bonus project. $100 will get you 3 free cards, a bonus project, and a half a pack of an embellishment. All smaller orders. Anyone that doesn't qualify from here but ordered from me in any way will get a handmade card thank you from me. And all orders are entered into my monthly prize drawing. Couple things to realize. A lot of times these projects use retired products, so just be aware of that. It is still beautiful and new and gorgeous. It's just retired from what we're currently selling, and you can duplicate them with what you have on hand. The other thing is this class is open to anyone that wants to watch. So if you have the kits, great. But even if you don't have the kits, you can still watch. And I only send 1 kit per person. So it's whatever your highest order amount was for the month. I will send you out a kit. So just be aware of that. These kits will be sent out in early August because I'm going to have them ready to go when we leave. And the class will be on Monday, August 18th at 11 o'clock in the morning right here on this Facebook page. Today is our last day of free shipping, so we've had 3 days of this, guys. Excuse me while I take a sip of my coffee. My throat is going fast. Again, allergies, they just drive me crazy. But today is the last day. Free shipping with Stampin' Up! On all orders $75 or more. So again, that $75 or more has to be pre-shipping and handling and tax, and after you redeem any rewards. It's just the way it works because it's only based on your purchases, and rewards aren't actual purchases. They're a gift to you. So just be aware of that. This ends today, so if you want to take advantage of it, it is a great deal. You are saving a lot of money by getting free shipping on those orders. I took advantage of it. I might take advantage of it one more time because a few more things came up that I thought I'm going to need. I might as well get them on the free shipping. Yeah, so don't forget that. Plus, that $75 order is going to qualify you for one of my kits. And if you bring it up to 100, it'll qualify you for an adhesive. So yay, 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 yay. Okay, guys, sketch challenge 28. New sketch challenge time. This sketch challenge runs from July 25th to July 31st. And I'm looking for my little... Sorry, guys, I don't know why I don't have that handy. Maybe I have it out here. Oh, I do have it out here. So, this is the template I made for my sketch challenge. Every month I put one together and think about how I want to lay it out. And this is the template. I've translated it on here to my sketch challenge sheet. And on here are the measurements I use basically for this card here. Okay? So, it's got the base and the different layers. The circle can be anything you want. It could be a different kind of shape. It could be a square. I don't really care how you make that. I did indicate a layer on here, and I haven't translated that on here yet. But on my card, on the sketch, I added another layer behind it. So even though that's not in the picture, I did that. You can do it or not. These are loose sketch challenge, guys. You can do anything you want with this. You can mess these layers around. You could turn it horizontal. You could turn it upside down. You could do a hexagon here, a square here. You could do a series of little, I don't care. This is for you. This is to help encourage you to think outside the box, to look at something new and make a card out of it. If you enter my sketch challenge, I will be drawing from all of the entries on August 1st and giving away a prize. So I appreciate that when you try to follow the sketch and enter. I will pin a post at some point today at the top of this page, and in that post is where you can put all of your entries. So yeah, hope you'll join us. The sketch challenges are always fun. So today's card, my card, is going to be based on this sketch to show you my take on it. So here's the recipe for my actual card. I'm going to move this out of the way for now, but I will bring it back at the end so that you could take a picture with it if you want with the card. I also always post that picture and that recipe in the comments afterwards. So for today's card, we are using Designer Series paper from the Lovely Garden Pack. And I'm just going to move that out of the way because it's big. It's a 12 by 12. But I'm going to show you the little designs cut down to 6 by 6 that are in this pack. I guess that one goes more that direction. This one. This one, I don't know if that one has a direction. This one with the little roses. The yellow roses are my favorite. This one, which I'm not sure what those are. Kind of look like cherry blossoms, but not on the vine that they're on. They might be nothing. They might just be an artist concept. And this one here. And I'm going to flip these over so you can see the back sides, because the back sides are really different on these. Most of them are black and white, which I always love black and white because it goes with just about anything, and you can color it if you want. You can brayer it if you want. It's a nice accent. So makes it fun when you have really good Designer Series papers like this that can serve a lot of purposes. So these are the pages that are in that 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And that is what we're going to use on our card today. So let me pull out some pieces here, although we're not going to start right away on all of this. I'm going to move it to the side. What I'm going to take out of here are these little bitty strips, okay? And we'll get back to the rest of that after. So I am going to use these strips. I cut 9 of them, I think. You need 8 or 9, depending upon how long you make the next piece. They are 1/2 inch by 2.5 inches. And I'm going to place them on to packing tape. So I'm going to pull out a piece of packing tape that is at least 4 1/4 inches long, okay? So this should do it. Hopefully I did that right. And I'm going to just lay this down onto my glass mat here with the sticky side up, okay? And actually I'm going to turn it around because that angle, for some reason, This end has a little bit of an angle on it, so I'm going to work from the end that's really nice and straight. And what we're going to do is lay these pieces of Designer Series paper that I cut from what I just showed you. What did I say the name of that was? Lovely Garden. And we're going to just lay them in a pattern across this packing tape. Now I made them slightly longer, and whatever design I have facing up is what I'm going to turn over, because I want the front of my papers to go against the sticky on the packing tape. It's a little longer than it needs to be, so it overlaps the packing tape on each side, and I'm just going to try to lay that on there pretty straight, like that. Okay, so that's my first one. I'm going to take the second one and flip it over, and I already put these in order just to save time in the pattern that I thought I wanted. You don't want to lay it down too quickly. That one might have a little bit of a gap between it. You're trying to get it right up next to the last one, but honestly I don't think it'll matter much. We'll see when I put it together, but I'm trying to wait. I kind of just put it up against that last one and then lay it down. And I shouldn't do this stuff while I'm talking, right? Because then my brain gets all waggly naggly. And now we're repeating that same design, so I'm coming in here right next to that one, and then the next one. And of course you do want to pay attention if your design has a right or wrong on it. I'm just going to see if I can flip this without touching this sticky. If your flowers go a certain way or design goes a certain way, you want to kind of pay attention to that. And I see that these little leaves kind of go up that direction. I don't think any of the other ones matter. So as I continue to do this, I'm going to try to put those leaves in the right direction. Okay, this is the polka dot one again. And you're just kind of filling these up with these pieces in that pattern. Hopefully I did that right. I didn't even look to see if it was going the right direction or pay that much attention to it. A couple more are still going to fit on here. Now again, the number of strips you have is going to depend upon how long you make your packing tape. I actually made it slightly longer than I need it because I'm going to trim it down, and that just gives me a little more playroom on it too, so I don't have to be so exact with everything. And I think that's the last one that's going to fit on there. So I had a couple extras. I'm just going to set those aside for another card and flip this over. So here's our design now, and the middle of this has packing tape on it. So I'm going to, and all that does is makes it shiny, but I really liked it. It's an easy way to put this design together, and then it makes it shiny automatically, no embossing or anything needed. And now I'm going to take my bone folder and just run that over the whole thing, and that actually presses the tape down really nicely onto the paper, gets rid of any little air bubbles that might have been in there or any place where it doesn't seem real adhered. Okay, so that just takes a second, and it does really help. I'm going to grab my tiny cutter. I always hate when I use this because we don't sell them, and I wish we did because I think they are amazing. I am going to cut this strip down. So I have a piece of crushed curry, which is what the yellow is on these little flowers, so that's why I chose it. And this crushed curry is 4 inches by 2 1/8 inch. Okay, so I am going to cut these down. I want to make sure I get them right. I'm going to cut them down to 3 3/4 by 1 7/8. I hope that is right. And I'm going to try to use the place where my packing tape seems the straightest, so I can line that up pretty good. And I'm going to do this and just trim this one edge off, keeping the Designer Series paper on my line there pretty straight. I'm making sure that everywhere I'm cutting has packing tape, okay, because I don't want any of this layer to not be on the packing tape. Now I'm going to flip this around this way, and we're going to cut this down to, what did I just tell you? I got to remember my measurements here, to 3 3/4. So I'm kind of just placing this where when I cut at 3 3/4, I have a little bit of this last strip and a little bit of this one. Okay, so I'm moving this up here making it nice and even. I'm going to trim that off. I'm going to come around and now take this to 1 7/8 because that's the width that we need, and get that nice and straight on my little cutter here. Now when you cut to this measurement, it should all be on the packing tape because the packing tape is wider than that. I think the packing tape is 2 inches wide. So if you cut it to 1 7/8 and you cut close to the edges on each side when you're cutting it off, it'll all be covered with the packing tape. And then we're going to come back up here, back to this same piece here that I keep forgetting my measurement, and do 3 3/4. Okay. Okay. So now we have our little layer for our card, and you can see it's shiny. So it looks like it's embossed already. It just gives it that really nice feel, and it holds all these little pieces together now. And we're going to place those on here for one of our layers on our card. Now you can see, this is where I didn't get it quite close enough. I hope you can see that. There's a little of the crushed curry showing through, and also over here. But as long as you're picking a coordinating color, crushed curry is already in this designer series paper. It's not a problem. It looks nice. No one's going to go, oh my gosh, look, some of that is peeking through. I can guarantee you that's not going to happen. I'm just going to take some seal. We're going to add it to the back of here, all along on that edge, all along on that edge, and place this with my little leaves going the right direction, right centered onto my piece of crushed curry. Just like that. So now we have a layer for our card. So let me grab the rest of the pieces here. We have a basic white envelope that I already decorated with the word hello and put a little strip of the designer series paper on the edge. We have a piece of basic white for the inside. This is 3.5 by 5 inches, and I have a little scrap of that same designer series paper. I'm going to lay that right down the bottom of this strip. I'm just going to place some seal right along that edge and come in here with my piece of designer series paper and just lay that right along the bottom, just like that. And then we're going to put this on the inside. So you don't need a lot on the inside because these pieces are 3.5 by 5, like I said. When you cut them like that, you can get 5 of them out of a sheet of cardstock, but it makes them just a little bit tinier. So you don't need to add a lot to that layer because you do want to have some room to write whatever you want to the person. Now you could always add a small sentiment up here or in the middle. I'm not going to do that. This is just a hello card. So that is the inside of our card. For the outside of the card, I have a piece of basic white. So this would be this layer, because remember I told you I made this like this, but I decided afterwards that I wanted one layer down. You wouldn't have to. You could just put it onto the front of the card layer if that's what you want. But I wanted to have one layer down and play with that sketch and make it your own. So this piece here is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And it is embossed using the 3D eyelet embossing folder. So whenever you emboss with a 3D embossing folder, you want to be sure you have glue all the way around the edge to help this layer lay down and not curl up onto the front of your card. The 3D embossing gives you a nice deep image, which is what we all love on our embossing folders, but it also can cause your paper, just like watercoloring, to curl up just a little bit. So you want to have that all the way around the edge. Come and place this on to the front of your card. Hopefully pretty centered. Just like that. Okay. And then following the sketch, I have a piece of designer series paper. So this is what I'm putting on for this gray layer right here. My piece is 1.5 inches by 4 1/4. And I'm just going to add some seal to the back of that. So I can put that onto my card. And I'm going to place that over here to the side, leaving about 1/4 inch of the eyelet showing, and then centering it top to bottom. Again, when you're making this, use this sketch loosely and put things wherever you want to have them. Now stick around with me till the end. I'm going to show you 2 more cards I did very similar to this, but 2 other designs so that you have an idea of what I did with this sketch, okay? The next piece I'm going to do is this piece right here. And this is going to be my horizontal piece right here. So on here, there was a gap on each side. On this one, there is 2, but the gap lines up with the edge of the white cardstock. So it almost looks like that crushed curry continues all the way across. I'm going to take some dimensionals on the back of here because I'm going to pop this layer up. And if you're wondering where I get these little dimensional things, our normal dimensional sheets, let me see if I have one here, are this size. I get these little ones from our kits or Paper Pumpkin. A lot of times when they send those out, you might get great big sheets of it or you might get tinier sheets depending upon what's needed for the kit. And I always have extras, so then I just use them up on my other cards. Speaking of kits, I'm doing my very first Kit Together class tomorrow at Champy's Chicken here in Murfreesboro, and I'm excited about it. I'm bringing a bunch of kits, and people can pick the one they want and pay for it, and we're going to put our kits together. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping to maybe make it a monthly routine class that I offer here. So I'm moving this. You can put it anywhere on here that you want. I'm moving it down just a little bit from where I started because I want more of that flower to show here. So I just came down just a hair. I'm going to lay that across there. Now you can see that is popped up on there and how shiny that is when the light hits it. And now we're going to do our little focal point for on here. So for my focal point, I punched a white circle out of the 1 7/8 inch circle punch and a crushed curry circle out of the 2 inch circle punch, which are both active punches that we have right now. And I'm just going to add the word hello. You guys know I love hello cards, thinking of you cards, stopping by to say hi, popping in. All those are my kind of thing. And I do love the hello out of the Everyday Arches set because it is nice and big and bold. And it works great when that sentiment is becoming your focal point, basically. So we're going to ink this up in Garden Green because that is one of the coordinating colors in our Designer Series paper. Make sure it's inked up really well. I'm going to come in here and place this pretty much in the center of my circle and give it a firm press. There we go. There's our nice little hello. And now we're going to take this and layer it onto the crushed curry circle. And it's only going to have a tiny little border around it because they're only 1/8 of an inch difference, really. So that doesn't leave a ton of border. But there we go. And then I'm going to add some little flowers that I fussy cut out of that same Designer Series paper. Whoops, I got something dirty on there. And I'm just going to add these kind of down here on the bottom of my hello, kind of framing my word. So I'm not going to put any glue on this bottom section, but I am going to add some glue here on these top pieces because they're going to go up on the circle, hopefully. Hopefully that glue will all go on to the circle. I'm just eyeballing it, but I think I got it pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to take this again. I'm going to lay this on here so it just kind of frames in my hello. I didn't put any glue behind that leaf sticking out on the edge because I knew it was sticking out. So just pay attention to where you're laying your glue when you put it down. And then we're going to take this and add it to the front of our card. And I'm going to pop this up also, but I'm only going to put dimensionals under this bottom section. So let me flip this over and I'm going to put 2 dimensionals down on the bottom because that is the part going off of my layer there, just like that. And then on this top section, because that is going to overlap this layer, I am just going to add some seal. That way it'll be stuck down and it'll keep it at the same level all the way across. Okay, so we're going to come and place this, and I'm just going to come in here, and I want it like it kind of is on the card, coming off of both of these two layers. Trying to get my hello nice and straight, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to use some of our low profile dots to add some bling to this. So I'm going to grab these gold ones out of here. And I'm going to use my snips for this because these are low profile. And I find that the Take Your Pick putty end works fantastic when your gems are a little bit raised, but not so much when they're very flat like these. So we're going to go with the snips to get these off. And I'm just going to go under there and grab the glue on the end of my snips. And how do I want to place these? I'm going to place one right here. And because they're low profile, honestly, they're so smooth, you don't actually have to worry about whether or not you're putting them on top of a dimensional in this case. They're so flat. It's wonderful. I love this kind of gem. This and sequins and the flat gold ones that we have, those are always my favorite. We'll place another one right down there, guys. What do you think? That is our card for today, showing you that little packing tape trick, which I think is very cool, and just using the Sketch 28 layout, and I love how it turned out. Now let me show you two other designs before we go here. I'm gonna move these over. Actually, I'll leave this out so you can see. This is the very first one I made. And this one uses retired product because I was just playing with what I had on my desk. So this designer series paper is retired. But other than that, it is basically the same card. I used that Damask, I think it's called, background embossing folder. The little gold or brass birds. And then the strips of paper. And then I added some of the birds from the stamp set onto the back of here. So love, love, love how that one turned out. And then I wanted to make one as a prototype using current products because I was working toward doing this video. So I made this one, and this one uses designer series paper from the Celebratory Sips designer series paper right here. And on the background, what is the name of this? So Swirly. Nope, I don't even know. I don't have it right here in front of me. Maybe it's So Swirly. I can't remember the name of this embossing folder. I must have stuck it someplace weird. But it is all those little swirls and stuff on there. So, and it's got the packing tape, which holds those little strips together. I don't know. I just had a lot of fun making these, guys. I'm sure I'll make a few more before the day is over since everything is out on my desk. But let me get these out of the way. This, once again, is the card that I am giving away with this envelope. And there is the sketch that it goes with. And then let me grab my little recipe sheet here so you can get a picture of those together if you want to do that. Now, again, this will all be posted in the comments, this part, and I will pin a post with that sketch challenge to the top of this page today. Thank you for taking some time with me. I really appreciate it. I would love to have your business. If you're looking for Stampin' Up! Products, if you have questions for me, if you just want to know how to get into the site and look at stuff, I am here to answer your questions. Or if you just have a creative question, I'm here to be your creative coach. Just contact me. You can reach out to me anytime at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. If you're local, think about attending some of my classes. We have a lot of fun together. And I do plan to be back here on Tuesday, this same time, so I hope to see you then. Have a great day and a great weekend, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.